like this weird competition of cool.
You take a reef shot to the side of the head for a wave like that.
If I can win this, this will be the greatest moment of my life.
All the girls are surfing so well. They're beautiful inside and out.
Going skagless is a whole nother realm, like a fast version of body surfing.
Something about just getting in the ocean and cleansing ourselves of everything else that's going on in the world.
My job description is student of surfing.
Board Stories TV is proudly presented by Cholo's Homestyle Mexican in Haleiwa Town, Waimea Valley on Oahu's North Shore, and OC16, 100% original, 100% local. Aloha and welcome to Board Stories. I'm your host Chris Otronic, coming to you from the beautiful South Shore of Oahu, where the summer surf season is ramping up. This time on the show, we focus in on the locomotion surf in the summer, where Hawaii's top amateurs and pros head down to Ala Moana Bowls. We highlight the WSL QS1000 Pro division, as well as the amateurs in a full weekend of surf action. We also get our sweat on with a host of North Shore surfers with a unique training method called ginastica natural. And we sit down with Maui native Kaimana Henry to talk about his long-lasting career as a professional surfer. All right, well, we got a whole lot coming up, but first off, let's check in with our tube of the week, where we focus in on the one and only Shane Dorian, who's had a stellar year charging pe'ahi. In the big wave realm, Shane Dorian has been consistently raising the bar on performance and precision charging, and this year was no exception. Dedicating himself to surfing every major swell to hit pe'ahi on Maui's North Shore, Shano locked into numerous highlight rides and earned himself a second consecutive overall performance win at this year's Big Wave Awards. To top it all off, this crazy committed tube on February 10th netted Dorian $60,000 as the coveted ride of the year. Not a bad way to finish off an El Nino season. Up next, the Locomotion Surf in the Summer kicks off with the WSL Pro event at Ala Moana Bowls. Keep it locked to Board Stories.
Burrito, taco salad, black bean nachos, yum, fish tacos, mojito, margarita.
Homestyle Mexican food and the best grinds in the islands. Cholos at the North Shore Marketplace. Live the dream!
Adding to the list of regional pro events in Hawaii, the WSL Locomotion Surf in the Summer QS1000 at Ala Moana Bowls was yet another platform for surfers to gain valuable points towards qualification of the year-end Triple Crown of Surfing events. On hand were a long list of local standouts, as well as international pros to do battle on the famed left-hander on Oahu's South Shore. Hawaii surfers like Jason Shibata and Dage O'Connell put in standout performances.
It felt good. I had a good rhythm. I didn't know I had a 9. I was hoping like a 7 or something, but I got hurt like 2 years ago, and then I've done like 3 contests and lost first round, and so it just feels good to get the jersey on and win a heat again, just to compete and enjoy it. And maybe if I made the final, I'd make the Triple Crown, but just want to surf.
Heading into the second day of competition, cleaner conditions prevailed, and the international contingent began to show force, with Peruvian Joaquin Del Castillo throwing down an impressive heat total, including a perfect 10-point ride.
So stoked for the 10. I like the wave. It's a good left, and I practice a lot of same wave of this, and I don't know, I'm stoked, I'm happy. I like the wave and I like Hawaii.
Posting the highest heat total of the entire event, Oahu West Side local Sheldon Paishon was stoked to mix it up with the pack.
Felt really awesome to surf with some friends in the water, 4 guys, and I didn't know how high my score was going to be, but I just was trying to surf. Just because I don't have much money to go and travel around the world like other kids, but this is like the only contest I can drive from home to do, so. But it was awesome to get the highest score of the contest. I'm stoked.
Now included as part of the region, the Tahitians showed up in force, proving their small wave performances are right on par. And it was Taumata Puetini who went the farthest, narrowly missing out on the final.
It's really important for myself and for all the Tahitians because now we are with the Hawaii region and we can get more points here and get more rating in the QS. Yeah, it's my first time here in Hawaii and the weather is like the same in Tahiti. And both is super great waves. We are having fun here.
Heading into the final heat, it was an all-Hawaiian affair, with 2 goofy footers and 2 regular footers rounding out the draw. Youngsters Kaulana Apo and Noah Mizuno showed their strengths on the left-hander, belting out combos down the line, both looking poised to charge to the top. On the other side, North Shore regulars Billy Kemper and Eli Olsen quietly pushed through heat after heat, saving their energy for the final, with plenty of gas left in the tank. As the final heat began, the waves took a breather, but it was Noah Mizuno who took to the inside to put down some numbers, while the others waited outside for a set. Once the first set came, Kaulana Apo locked into the highest single wave of the final, but lacking a backup score, settled for 4th place, behind Noah. Stroking into 2 decent scores was Maui's Billy Kemper, who gave it his all in effort to take out the win. But ultimately, it was North Shore's Eli Olsen who capitalized on 2 set waves, edging out his first professional win to date.
We were just kind of laughing because I was like, there's nothing we can do if there's no waves. And then I got that first wave and those 6, and then I was last in priority, and I was like, I thought there's no way I'll get another wave. And then a set came, and it's all or nothing right here, and gave it my best, and it worked out.
Coming up, the amateur divisions throw down, and the kids get crazy down at the Locomotion Surf in the Summer, right here on Board Stories.
Teddy's Bigger Burgers Haleiwa, the standard in burgers as always, with amazing ambiance and Hawaii's premier tiki bar, great happy hour food and drinks, as well as smooth entertainment for all. Breakfast served daily right here at Teddy's. Come try our scratch-made corned beef hash, rustic bacon, western locomoco, acai bowls, and caramel macnut pancakes. We're spreading the aloha in Haleiwa. This is the all-new Teddy's Tiki Bar and Grill, where bigger is always better.
Welcome back to Board Stories. For more than 30 years, the Locomotion Surf in the Summer has boasted a massive field of amateurs in a variety of divisions. But beyond the surf, the factor that keeps people coming back seems to be the fun on land.
What's up, everyone? We're here at the Locomotion Surf in the Summer, and this is the biggest amateur event in Hawaii. How do you describe Ala Moana Bowls?
Fast, barreling, really fun left.
What do you like about this contest besides the wave?
The goodie bags.
So
Pomalu, what made you want to get a mullet? Because they're sick.
I've been doing this contest for like 4 years. It's just super fun. You get a lot of good prizes, and bowls is a super sick wave.
So the divisions are Menahuni, boys, I just lost it. This contest has so many divisions and even some for longboard and senior. My division is the boys 15 and under.
We're diving into a whole new training regimen called ginastica, geared toward making you fit for surf. Stay tuned to Board Stories.
Experience Hawaii's past in the present. Oahu's Waimea Valley calls you to reconnect. Waimea Valley is a rich and culturally significant vahipana, or storied place, that embraces a world-class botanical garden. Come visit our newly restored kauhale, an historical site believed to have been occupied by families of high rank centuries ago. Our kauhale at Waimea Valley is one of a kind, a special place to engage in Hawaiian culture. Reconnect at Oahu's Waimea Valley.
Check out Surf and See now for a huge selection of Surf Tech surfboards, longboards, and SUPs, all at 50% off. Al Merrick, Rusty, and Simon Anderson shortboards, longboards by Robert August and McTavish, and SUPs all at 50% off. Hurry in and get 50% off a Surf Tech surfboard, longboard, and SUP while supplies last.
Find the ocean at Surf and See.
We're at my house here at Sunset Beach Jiu-Jitsu, right at Sunset Beach, like 50 feet from the sand. Stoked to have everybody over and get a good workout in. Well, I've been doing Jiu-Jitsu with Kid for about over 5 years now, and gymnastics, this is actually kind of my first year. I'm getting into it, but I feel like it's really helping my surfing and Jiu-Jitsu, which are my biggest passions I have.
My name is Kid Peligro. My title is I'm a ginástica natural instructor and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu instructor, 4th degree black belt. And we train here Jiu-Jitsu at night, but during the day we do ginástica natural workouts with all the, the top surfers and some of the young up-and-coming kids. Ginástica natural is an exercise style that's created for a friend of mine called Alvaro Roman, which just simulates a lot of natural movements, a lot of animal movements, but it has elements of breathing, agility, explosion. It's just really body weight exercises. But then we adapted my years with Fred and Sonny Garcia, but a lot with Fred, Joe Centeio, Mark Healy, and lately with John Florence. We adapted a lot of things to surfing. First, I did a few things for myself because I wanted to surf better. And then with their input, I was able to tweak and make it better for all surfers.
Now that I don't have to work out, this is what I enjoy doing. I just really enjoy hanging out with Kid. He's a great guy. We've become really good friends. I've worked with him for a long time now. I think it's really changed my surfing and my outlook on training and how to train. I've kind of just grown to love it, and it's become a part of my life.
A lot of different aspects, and sometimes I don't even know what I'm gonna do. I try to make it so that their brains just get mixed up. It's not simple, because when their brains are mixed up, they get used to understanding how to adjust their bodies, understanding how to use their bodies, understanding how to connect.
I feel like it definitely helps with everything from your mental state to like your flexibility and just being on the mat and being comfortable and being able to breathe, you know, and not get tired. Just moving around like a cat or a monkey. It's just like different ways to like move around and not use so much energy, but also get the maximum out of your effort.
Kids class are super fun, you know, all the people that work out here, they're all within the community and they're all my good friends and stuff, so we always have a great laugh, and sometimes we make mistakes and laugh at our own jokes and stuff, so it's all a family feeling here.
I like the feeling I get when I'm done. I feel really loose and really like ready to do anything. I feel like it's given me a lot of flexibility and spring and just good breath holding and all that. A lot of people told me it was really great, and I surf with Kid all the time, and I was like, why not? He's like the coolest guy. I bet it's the best training on the North Shore, so I like it because I feel like it uses a lot of muscles that you can't get in other workouts. Like, it uses a lot of the muscles for balance that, like, usually when you work out, you don't feel it. The first time I did this training, I was sore like I've never been before.
Best surfers in the world are doing it, so it's something that I enjoy to kind of be a part of and learn, so thanks, Kid, for all your knowledge.
We're here at Sunset Beach Jiu-Jitsu.
Ginastica natural class.
And you're watching Board Stories!
Stick around. Kaimana Henry talks life, waves, and living at the Volcom House. Keep it right here on Board Stories. Promotional support for Board Stories is provided by Waimea Valley, where Hawaii comes alive. Check them out online at waimeavalley.net and give them a visit next time you're on the North Shore. Welcome back to Board Stories. We're about to sit down with an unmistakable fixture of Hawaiian surfing. I'm talking about Kaimana Henry. He's been in the game for a long time and is currently holding it down at the Volcom House, right at Pipeline on the North Shore of Oahu.
My name's Kaimana Henry, 37 years old, and I guess you could say I'm a surfer. I grew up on the east side of Maui, in a little town called Hana. I learned how to swim before I learned how to walk, pretty much, you know. And like my dad was a full waterman, you know, fisherman and like unreal diver. And I think the first time I surfed, I was probably about 7 years old, and my friend's dad had a fishing boat in a harbor, and he'd always make us swim out to the boat and clean it or whatever, you know, and he had some old longboards on there. It's funny because I remember getting barreled for the first time, and it was like, I probably barely even got barreled, and probably never even really got barreled actually, but I remember just the feeling was just like, wow, like I was just so amped on it and like just wanted to do it over and over, and then, I mean, I'm still trying to get barreled, you know. That was 30 years ago, so. So like around 12 years old was probably my first time to the North Shore of Oahu, and I remember like coming to get my new 511 from Tom Nellis, and I remember it just being huge and going out there and on my little 511 and just being blown away, like on the North Shore. It was like so many gnarly waves, you know, seeing all the old surf videos and North Shore movie, and like it was just like I was just in awe. Like I just love surfing. It was just like the funnest thing to me that anybody could do. So I mean, I was just psyched on it, you know, and I had a lot of good people around me, like motivating me, and good sponsors and stuff, you know, like, so that helped a lot. And Volcom's always been the raddest brand, you know. I mean, I think even when I rode for other companies, I'd still be like, hey Ty, you know, could you get me some Volcom boxers or whatever, you know, like, and then Volcom decided that they wanted to pay me, you know, to like a little bit, you know, so I was like, yeah, that's rad. Are you kidding me, Volcom? Like, do anything for that, you know? Started living here and kind of just taking care of the house. I mean, it's so basic, you know, like if everybody just takes care of their own part, it's like, it's so easy. I'm not trying to get rich or nothing, you know, but it's like, I can like live on basically nothing and just get good waves, you know. And basically it's like you sit here during the winter and you're sitting here watching all these contests, watching these guys get to surf these waves like right in front of you that you surf every day. And to get into these contests, you got to do contests. I mean, I don't really necessarily like competition. I think I did the one at Bowls and did all right, and that got me into Sunset, and then I kind of like, it just kind of snowballed from there, and which got me into the Volcom Pipe Pro. That's what it's mainly about, is being able to surf with 3 other guys out at some of the best spots, you know, Sunset, Haleiwa, Pipeline. It's like, if you can do that and get a little publicity out of it, like, you're stoked, your sponsors are stoked, everybody's stoked.
But the biggest moment of Kaimana's career came at this year's Dahui Backdoor Shootout, where he caught the wave of the event and took out the win.
I wasn't expecting nothing, but it just all fell into place, and I seen that right pop up, and I got into it, and I like did this big pump at the bottom, and my board kind of like took off on me. Like I wasn't really ready for my board, you know, and my board's like, okay, hold on, and like I'm like, oh, just head down, you know, like got into that pump, and the thing was just like doing this crazy like vacuum suck, like spit, and I couldn't see nothing. It was like pure whiteout, and I remember just like, come on, just make it through. And I remember coming out of that, just into this big blue room. I remember like coming out and like, oh, the thing like clipped me right at the end, like coming out and just like jumping out of it and just getting pounded, and like not even knowing what was going on, you know, like pretty much one of the crazier backdoor waves that I've ever gotten. I think that's what kind of fired me back up, was just like remembering where it all came from, and remembering that first time when 7 years old in the longboard, you know, and like remembering that first barrel, and it was just like, this is what I want to do. I'm Kaimana Henry, and you're watching Board Stories.
Right on, Kaimana. Well, that just about does it for this show, but before we close out, our spill of the week is about to shut down on one unlucky soul. Well, that does it for me, your host, Chris Atronic. I'll see you in the water. Aloha. This spill of the week brings us to the one and only Bonsai Pipeline. On an early February swell, Oahu boy Micah Moniz stroked hard to get into a solid one. Things were looking good, but the wave just wouldn't let him in. At the last moment, Micah pulled the eject cord, but there was nowhere to go but straight down with the lip. But the punishment wasn't over just yet. After popping up, Micah had to take several more waves on the head, but true to form and unfazed, paddled back out to give it another go.